Good morning, my lovers. Right, I thought I'd try a little experiment today. Have you ever wondered what it's like to dig a Roman hoard? Well, I'm going to show you. Now, in this little bag here, right, look, it says Bath, and we all know what's in Bath, don't we? One of the biggest Roman cities in the UK. That's where I live, near here, near Bath. In here, I have got a load of stuff to try and simulate digging a hoard. So I've got in here some bronze pot legs, a bit of bronze from a thrashing machine off a tractor, another bronze pot leg, another lump of bronze. I'm not sure what that is. It might be something significant, but finding out what it is, I'm not sure. This is off a power cable. I scraped it with the old file and it's bronzy, so I'm assuming it's bronze. Got a load of cow knobs, horse brass. It's not quite bronze, but it's near enough. Another one there. This is a weight, which is bronzy because I scratched it. This is a bit of rolled up copper wire, but in the Staffordshire hoard they had lots of bits of rolled up wire, so I'm hoping that that might help. Another bronze pot leg and a few nuts. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this bag here and I'm going to bury it deep underground, 2 feet down, and we're going to see what the signal says on my Minelab CTX 3030. As you can see, my lovers, it's snowing today. It's getting harder, so hopefully I'll be able to do this before getting snowed in. Right, now in the meantime, whilst I'm digging this really deep hole, I'm going to show you a bit of video that I recorded off of the TV news of friends of mine, Pete and Andy, who dug up the Licking Dog Hoard. And in the description below after this video, no doubt they will answer your questions. Now, they're not going to say where they found a hoard, but they might answer the questions to what type of signal it was, what's the best machine to use, that kind of thing. Right.
A unique hoard of bronze Roman artefacts has been found in a field in Gloucestershire. Archaeologists say the find is a first in British Roman history.
Our Gloucestershire reporter, Steve Nibbs, has been to meet the man who uncovered it all.
And there's stuff like this coming out.
As each piece emerged from the ground, Pete Creswell started to film. His nervous excitement palpable.
Roman coin, I'm shaking like.
And now with brother-in-law Andy helping out, the exceptional finds just kept on coming.
I don't know if my art can take much more. No, mate. That's to stop in a minute, I think.
And inside this lump of earth, after centuries buried just 2 feet down, this perfect bronze dog figurine.
This is some serious stuff now.
The location in Gloucestershire has to be kept secret for now. This isn't it, in case you recognise it, but Pete and Andy are still catching their breath from their incredible discovery.
My head just went numb. We knew it was Roman. We was on sort of a Roman site. We found some Roman coins, and then it's just hard to explain. You hunt for stuff like this for years, and then when you come across it, it just blows your mind.
And when he started to reveal a few of the other items he picked out, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. You do this hobby for many years, and you don't expect to find something as significant.
Well, that's my first hoard, if you want to class it as a hoard.
I suppose you needed a drink after you found it, did you?
I don't drink, but I have had a pint since.
It's fair to say the find has caused a lot of excitement in archaeological circles.
Licking dogs in the Roman period were quite significant for healing properties.
Now being researched at the Bristol Art Gallery and Museum, it's thought the find is a metalworker's hoard, ready to be melted down and used again, because everything was broken up, apart from the dog.
It's absolutely amazing. There's so many elements to this hoard we're going to be unpicking it for months or even years from now, and it's going to reveal so many new pieces of information.
And then you got an eye there and there.
If the items are sold, Pete and Andy will share the proceeds with the landowner, but for now it's the hoard's unique historical value that's being praised. A hoard that kept itself secret since the 4th century until now. Steve Nibbs, BBC Points West.
Oh, it's lovely.
I like that dog, yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely, wasn't it?
Look good on your mantelpiece.
Wouldn't it? Oh.
Right, here you go, my lovers. Now, I've measured it on the spade. Right, so it's 2 feet deep. So here's the spade gone in, and it comes up to there, roughly about there on the spade. Right, now, if I now put my boot against that, which is about there, so here's the other place, and there is the tip of the spade. So that's about 2 feet deep. Right, now, I'm now going to put the bag of bronzy bits in the hole, fill it back in, and we'll see if we can detect it. For this, my lovers, as I was digging the hole, I found a nice bit of medieval pottery came out, look. You see the little ribs on the inside where the potter had sculpted it with his fingers. Let's give it a rub on my trousers. Yeah, that's a bit better. Right. Here's my bag of bronzy bits. I'm going to wrap it up nice and tight. Place it all the way down there in the hole. Let's put a bit of dirt in. Right, now we fill it in. Let's try and compact that down a bit. It's probably not all going to go back in the hole. Oh. Well, that's not going to happen. I want to be able to swing the surface, so I'll just leave that bit off. Right, my lovers. I got the machine set up on low and slow. I'll just move my spade, and I'll move you back a bit. It might be detecting the camera stand. There we go. It's detecting it. It is a bit of a high whistle. Now, I remember Pete saying that deep objects can sound a bit like iron. But the way it's hitting the screen, I'll show you. Now you see where it's hitting the screen, my lovers. It's in one of those straight lines up and down. And that's nice and loud. So I would suggest that that's a diggable signal. Now we're going to try it on my program, Pleggy's the one. Yeah, a lot more stable. I would say that was more of a diggable signal than low and slow. Now, we know there's a target there, and it's given me a bit of colour. So what I'm going to do now is dig it with the pinpointer to see if it sounds off on what depth the pinpointer sounds off on. Right, I'll have to go and get the pinpointer, but I'll be back in a minute. I'll leave the camera running so you know it's not a trick. Right, now where did I leave that pinpointer to? Oh, over here. Right, there's the pinpointer, my lovers. What I'll do is I'll set the pinpointer to maximum. It's already on maximum. There we go. Right, so it's not detecting anything at ground level. Where's my spade gone? Oh, I kicked it away. I reckon you could probably put that down 3 feet and it would detect it. Right, so I've dug down a bit. Now I'm going to try the pinpointer again. There we go, you're starting to hear something. And it's a really big signal. It's showing up all over the hole. So it knows it's a big signal. Right, so that's how you do it, my lovers. That's how you dig a hoard. Now, in the description below, I will put in there how to the link to my next page where I went out detecting with Pete and Andy, or I might put it in the top left as like a little card that you click on. Right, I think the moral of the story here, my lovers, that if you do the same, get a bag of bronzy bits and you bury them 2 feet down, get your metal detector and swing over it, and you see what sort of signal it gives you. You could see on the CTX 3030 it was a clear vertical signal on low and slow. Even though it showed it to be a lot of iron, it was still a vertical signal where the crosshairs was hitting in a vertical position. That indicates a good signal. And on Tadpole, or my version of it, you could see the crosshairs was hitting in the same place and it was giving colour. So the moral of the story is, my lovers, are you walking over hoards? Do you need a CTX 3030? One hoard could pay for 10 CTXs, depending on its size. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description to where you can buy the CTX 3030, and no doubt you'll be finding a hoard very soon.